Talk to anyone that owned a Sega Dreamcast in 1999, and they'll likely tell you the Dreamcast is the greatest game system of all time. What made the system so great was that Sega was at the top of their game. It felt like each and every month an amazing new game from Sega was being released. It didn't matter the genre or which of their teams developed the game, it was always gold, a steady stream of gold for an entire year and a half. It was an amazing time. In 2000, Sega dropped this little gem onto the Dreamcast, Virtua Tennis. Despite having never played a tennis game before and having zero interest in the sport, I promptly purchased Virtua Tennis and was immediately hooked. The logical place to start is the arcade mode. The simplicity of the game is present right from the character select screen. There is no wall of stats for players, no age, no height, no weight, nothing. Just a couple of meaningless words that you can quickly ignore. The beginning of the tournament then starts and the magic begins. The controls are quite simply some of the best controls in a sports game ever. The strange Dreamcast analog stick works perfectly here, and your character moves with a fluidity unmatched for its time. In addition to the analog stick, there are just two buttons to use. There is your shot and a lob. You'll rarely use the lob, so basically, Virtua Tennis is a one-button game. Despite the extreme simplicity of the controls, Virtua Tennis is one of the deepest games I've ever played. While the early rounds of the arcade mode are fairly easy to beat, the game gets significantly more challenging as the tournament progresses. Little tricks that work against weak AI opponents no longer work, and suddenly the game is playing you. You have to keep track of every little movement of your opponent and hit the ball accordingly. If your opponent makes a step to the left, you need to hit the ball to the right. You also need to mentally predict where your opponent is going to hit the ball. You need to make sure you'll be in a position to return the ball back after your opponent hits it. It's like the fastest game of chess you'll ever play. You're jockeying for position on the court, waiting to finally catch your opponent off guard and scoring a hard-earned point. At the same time, your opponent is doing the exact same thing to you.
Game, set, and match your handset.
While a romp through the arcade mode is always an immensely satisfying experience, Virtua Tennis also features a World Circuit mode that gives the game some added depth for the Dreamcast release. Here, you compete in events across the globe, unlocking more events and earning money to purchase new characters, stadiums, and alternate outfits. Even better, there are cool training levels that really show off Sega's knack for creativity. The Bullseye event teaches you how to aim your shots. As you are striking the ball, the position of the analog stick determines where you'll hit the ball. If you're holding down, the ball will drop just over the net versus holding up, which will put it back near the line. Same goes for left and right. The bowling event teaches you how to serve, utilizing the analog stick and the power meter to better place your shots. Not only do all of these events teach you all the little nuances of the controls, they are just a lot of fun to play. Virtua Tennis doesn't stop there either. There are also doubles matches, allowing up to 4 people to all run around the court at the same time. As you would expect from a Sega arcade conversion, the audio is amazing. Rock music is always playing in the background, and it expertly sets the pace for the entire game. I also love how the announcer is always speaking the language of the home court, rather than English. It's little touches like this that put the presentation over the top. In 2000, Virtua Tennis looked photorealistic. 15 years later, not so much. The player models are blocky, and the textures are somewhat questionable. However, the way the characters move still looks pretty convincing. However, it's the brilliant use of color that keeps the game looking fresh and appealing. Each of the courts in Virtua Tennis has a distinct look and feel, and despite their primitive nature, are still a treat to look at. Virtua Tennis is a timeless game. The controls are flawless, and anyone can pick up the controller and start playing tennis without much trouble. Yet, the game is tough to master, with a ton of little details that make the harder difficulties truly challenging. The excellent presentation and the incredibly unique World Circuit mode are icing on the cake. Virtua Tennis is the essence of what made Sega and the Dreamcast so great. Sega took the simple game of tennis and turned it into one of the finest video games ever created.